Yeah, you already know it's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again one more time. We are live today, guys. Yeah, man, today we're going to be looking for some job opportunities, see what's out there, see what type of jobs is popping up. Okay, so yeah, man, if you're a developer, somebody trying to aspire to become a developer, this is the live stream you want to be watching. Again, if you got any questions, any topics you guys want me to answer, go ahead and post it in here in the chat. Okay, so again, make sure you come into the chat, leave a message there so I could give you guys a shout out. All right, cool. So we're going to start with good old Indeed.com, right? And again, we're going to be looking for job opportunities in here. Let me just make sure I have everything already set up. Let me just close some windows, some tabs, right? We got a lot of stuff in here. But yeah, man, shout out to Angel Medina for coming through. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming through, Angel, and leaving a message. So yeah, let's go in. And we're going to start with my favorite thing, which is I'm a web developer. So all I really care about is everything that has to do with the web. What type of jobs is out there for web development? Okay, so we want to search HTML. That's going to show us every single type of job that's available. Okay, and then from there, we're going to go and we're going to check by the date. Okay, so in here we have front-end web developer, right? E-commerce web development manager. All right, this is one of those jobs that you could pretty much get as a beginner. I know it seems like it's something scary, like e-commerce web development manager. It's like literally, it's a website's already built. Okay, again, they're using PHP, they're using, of course, HTML, CSS, a little bit of MySQL, right? Again, your job really consists of managing the web dev team, right? So this one might be a little bit more on the manager side, even though sometimes don't get scared of the word manager. Okay. A lot of times some companies, they use that word manager very loosely. And it just really means managing the content. But this is why it's important to go in and read the details, right? It says manage the web dev team on existing project. Guess what? You're going to need experience for this, because if you're managing somebody else, that means you actually been doing this for a while. So keep that in mind, right? So that's why it's important to read through the description to see if it really makes sense for you as a beginner to get that job. Okay, e-commerce programmer, $22 to $30 an hour. Okay. Again, they're using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, right? Let's see what else they have in here. This is a beginner role, right? They're using Shopify, which is good. Okay, so there we go. $22, $30 an hour. It's not bad. Again, it is in California, so best thing to do is to try to see if you could get a job like that remotely where it will make sense. But for somebody in California, it's a good start. It's not the best start, but it's a good start. At least you're putting some money in your pocket. Okay, let's see in here. Web designer / web developer. This is like pretty much somebody who knows how to use WordPress and is able to go in and create websites using WordPress and Elementor. Okay, 40,000, 70,000 a year. Not the best. Always go for the highest amount of money, right? That's my advice. Okay, Vue.js developer, $44 to $58 an hour. Pretty cool. Okay. By the way, I got a video coming through. I don't know if I'm gonna launch it today or tomorrow. And it's gonna be focusing on Vue.js, how I joined the dark side, right? Vue.js. Yeah, I actually like Vue.js now more than even React. And I'm going to be talking about that in that video. So stay tuned to watch that video so I could break down why I like Vue.js more now than even React. So, yeah. Okay, let's continue with this. Let's see, intermediate front-end developer, senior web developer, right? Full stack developer. Okay, Rossford, Georgia. Let's see what else. Web service representative, that's a little bit different. Marketing communications manager, customer support, senior application SEO analyst, technical project manager. Okay. ServiceNow programmer, developer level 1. Okay, ICE headquarters. Okay. ICE is hiring, guys. You hear ICE, motherfuckers start getting nervous. All right, ServiceNow developer, full time, Braintree Technology, ServiceNow programmer. Okay, seems like ServiceNow is becoming very popular. Okay, let me see. Again, ServiceNow, damn. Power Apps developer, that's like Microsoft. Okay, let's continue going down the line. Let me see, did I put it by date? Yeah, so these are the latest ones that are being listed today. Again, Python developer positions, Problem with Python is like almost damn near every single time they're looking for people that actually know Python for a couple of years, and then on top of that, like most of the time they give priority to people who have a degree. Most of us that are self-taught developers, like we don't have degrees in computer science, right? If you do, then maybe that could be a good role for you, but the majority of us that's out here, we don't have a computer science degree, and we're proud of that. Okay, it's America. Okay, God bless America. You don't need a degree to get a job, but there's certain jobs that do require it. Okay, that's something that you want to keep in mind. Sometimes people be like, "Man, I want to learn this," but then they don't know what that requirements look like for those type of jobs. And also, you could always get a Python job once you have experience, because experience trumps education, right? So if we are all beginners and we are all starting, like let's say this is our first year, right? And we're going into the market. The one that has a degree has a leg above certain developers, especially when it comes to jobs like Python, Java, right? Sometimes even .NET, right? Things like Golang, right? Elixir, like they're gonna have a leg above us. But this is where we go in and we kill it. By us having real web development experience, right? Having 6 months, a year working at a company, we trump their degree. And that happens all the time because companies want to go in and hire people who have experience and also can produce right away. Believe it or not, a computer science degree is pretty much theory. Okay, it's pretty much theory. Like there, a lot of the computer science majors when they graduate, they don't even have really good projects. I've seen people that have gone through my platform that got way better projects and way more skills than somebody with 4 years of a computer science degree. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. But a degree does open doors for certain type of jobs. We can't, we can't sugarcoat it. Okay. Software engineer, JP Morgan, JP Morgan Chase. Okay. This is in Tampa. Again, they're always hiring over here. This is a great company, JP Morgan. I know at least two people that work there, and they tell me good things about it. Okay, Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Okay. This is, working with HTML emails, right? Yeah, so for engineer, JP Morgan, a lot of jobs here in Tampa, a lot of jobs in Texas. JP Morgan has offices everywhere, so always keep that in mind. Okay, security, business systems analyst, software engineer, JP Morgan Chase. Okay, front end lead, software engineer. Okay, it seems like JP Morgan today decided, hey, we're gonna be hiring a lot of people. All right, here we go. Email developer, Orlando. Those of you guys that are in Orlando, check this out, okay? This position is hybrid, right? Shout out to Bree Powered, right? Bree Powered, I know you're in Orlando. If you're looking for a job, my guy, this might be a good thing to go for, right? $30 to $36 an hour, you know, roughly comes out to, let's say, average 34 times 40 times 52. It's like 70 grand. It's not bad. It's a good start. Okay. Hybrid, you're working 3 days in the office, 2 days work from home. Not bad. Okay, let me see. Go to the next one. Digital and content marketing specialist. Okay, $27 an hour. All right, let's see the next one. Okay, senior developer, ServiceNow, content web specialist. All right. Again, this is going to be in Delaware. Okay, understand web platforms and basic HTML for content management and file transfers. Okay, strong knowledge of auto parts is a huge must for this role. Okay, so if you're into cars, this might be one of those jobs, right? One of those industries that you might want to join. Okay, again, always try to look for industries that you enjoy working in. Sometimes working on a company or a project that you don't care about is like the worst nightmare you could go for. But this one, if you're like a car guy, this might be something for good for you. You know what I mean? Content management, they're using Java. So it must be some type of Java backend, okay? HCL Commerce. Software platform for e-commerce, including marketing, sales, Okay. A couple of companies are using it. So yeah, so it's a website that's already built. Everything's already built. Your job is to basically come in and actually, upload this products, make sure that it has the right project, the product details. It has to have the right photos, right? The right prices, etc. Right? So yeah, those are very entry-level job positions. A lot of people, they miss out on those and they miss out on having their first job. So please don't do that. Now, let me go into the chat just to give a shout out to everybody that's in here. If you're watching live, guys, come in, leave a message on the chat. That way I could give you a shout out. And also, too, if you have a question, a topic you guys want to talk about, go ahead, put it in the chat. Let me see. We're into here. Andrew Morales, bro, tripping. He's like, yo, can't show those other windows. I mean, I didn't have nothing crazy. Those were closed already. You know what I mean? Nah, it's just sometimes you got like a whole bunch of windows is disorganized. So when I go live, I got to start cleaning it up a little bit. Renee the Coder. October, man, what's going on? Good morning, everyone. Listening here from Chicago. Thank you, Joe, for this. Thank you for coming through. Let me see. Bless up, everybody. Okay. Jose Martinez, what's up? Okay. Tropical Taquito says, I'm 30 with a baby on the way, and I want to get back into programming. I've been half-assing my way through since 2017. Went to school and failed out because I couldn't figure it out. Postgres, any tips? My advice is it's never too late. Okay, if this is something that you've been wanting to do, go for it. Don't waste your time. Just don't let time pass you by. That's the number one thing that I tell people, right? Time is gonna pass anyways. But what you do with that time, it's what's important. Because the worst thing that you could do is like right now, you say you was doing this in 2017, right? And you kind of left it alone. Imagine this, right? You went from 2017 to 2020, 2020 to 2023. Now we're in 2024, going to 2025. right now you would have had an amazing career. Even if you would have taken maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years to get in, let's say, right, randomly, because you're barely doing any work, right, and working on your skills. But let's say it took you 2 years, 3 years. Right now, you would have had a 4 to 5 year career already. You would have been $100,000 plus, okay? And guess what? You would have had investments. You would have had maybe, a property, a house, etc. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you got kids, you got to start thinking to the future. It's no longer about you. It's about what's your legacy going to be, what you're going to leave for those kids, what type of lifestyle you could give to your kids. And this is like the best way to do it, okay? Is it too late? No. You can definitely continue doing this now, right? We all go through this thing. I could have been coding since the age of 14. My first website was like at 13, 14 years old. And I stopped because someone told me, back then, like, oh, that's like graphic design. One of my teachers, which is crazy. Sometimes you go to some of this hood fucking schools and you get the worst teachers that you could think of, right? I see my son's teachers and they're constantly encouraging him and telling him, hey, do this, do that. You could be whatever you want to be. I remember one of my teachers was like, oh, you like making websites? That's like graphic design. Like that's going to be offshored. Like all those jobs is going to India. And also too, like they don't make no money. They only make like $40,000, $30,000. You should do something else. So that took me away from even continue to build websites and learning to code properly, like going on a real path, right? But guess what? 10 years later, at the age of 24, I got back into it. And then from there, here we are. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing for you. Maybe whoever you was learning from wasn't teaching it to you properly. Maybe at the moment, you didn't have that urgency to really go in and dive deep and say, you know what, this is what I want to do and this is what I need to do. Now you're a grown-ass man. We're talking about damn near 7 years that, you touched this back then and now you know where your life is at right now and where it could have been. So now you're going and say, okay, cool, I got to put this shit on the scale. Do I go in and sacrifice my time to work on something that I could see a better future? Or do I just continue doing the same shit that I've been doing the last 7 years? So my advice to you is go for it. Just go for it right now. And again, we do have on codingphase.com a 50% off. If you've been wanting to sign up to Coding Phase, this is the moment that I would suggest for you to come in and sign up. Okay, you're basically getting everything half price. Okay, and the cool thing about this is that, on Coding Phase, we work with you until you get results. Meaning, right, it's a membership. When you go to, I'm gonna give you like a quick example of the difference of like a boot camp and what we have a Coding Phase, right? On a boot camp, they charge you $10,000 to $15,000, right, just to sign up. But guess what? That's a 3-month program. Sometimes it could be a 6 months program and sometimes it could be 9 months program, depending on if you do it part-time. But you're talking about $10,000 to $15,000, okay? On Coding Phase, we work with you until you get results. Everyone learns differently. So guess what? You might need more than 3 months, okay? But guess what? All you really spending is $187. That's like the price of a sneaker, okay? What you're going to get with that is very simple. You come to the website, you can pretty much see everything that's included. 90 plus courses. We're constantly adding new courses to the platform. The Tech Accelerator program that has been getting people jobs constantly the last 2-3 years, okay? 12 hours of group coaching, meaning that today is Monday. At 7 p.m., from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., I'm there talking to you. I'm looking at your projects. I'm helping you out on your journey. Whatever you need, I'm there for you for 2 hours a week. Then from there, you have Wednesdays with Karen. That's another 2 hours that you have with her, okay? So again, every week you have 4 hours. Calculate 4 times 4, right? It's 16. Right? You show up to 3 at a minimum, that's your 12 hours. Okay, you're not gonna get that anywhere else. Okay, so again, you have a lot, right? You have the different career paths that's gonna help you get in, right? Web producer, email developer, front end developer, Shopify developer. Like we have a plan for you laid out. So compared to a boot camp or compared to how everybody else does things here on YouTube and Udemy and all those other platforms, we have a plan for you that works, that has been proven to work. And you don't got to take my word for it. You could go in here and follow the people that has been on Coding Phase and check out their stories, right? So what I'm saying with this is you can do this, bro. Okay? But you have to take action. There's no point of you being like, man, I wish I could do this, or man, I should have, could have, would have. Like, no, you got to do it now. Because time flies by, and what's important is what you do with that time. Because right now, you're already looking back on your time, and you say, damn, I could have been in the game. I started 7 years ago, right? 2017, with this thing. And I kind of gave up on it, right? You had the wrong instructors. You had the wrong mentality, right? You wasn't against the wall. You didn't have the mentality you have now, where you say, you know what? Yeah, sometimes it's boring to be in front of a computer for 1 to 2 hours learning something. But guess what? I have to do this if I want to have a better future. So again, I'll leave you with that. For anybody that's watching this, if you want to come to Coding Phase, you know what we're going to do for you, right? You got 6 months that we're going to work for you. You want to come in and book the whole year. Hey, I'm going to work with this company for this whole year. Okay? Everyone has a different schedule. There's some people that can come in and knock everything out in a month. There's some people that's going to take them 2 months. There's some people that's going to take them 6 months. And there's some people that's busy, got kids, got shit that comes up. You know your schedule. You know shit be popping up. Guess what? Book a whole year. Come in, sign up to Coding Phase for a whole year. We're going to get it done in that year, right? At the latest. You get what I'm saying? And we're not saying that it's gonna take you a year to learn all of this, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on all of those little things that you're missing. First month, learn the first skill to build your portfolio for being a content editor, getting to the point where you start applying to jobs. Guess what? From there, learning email development. After you go into interviews, guess what? There's things that you might need some help with. Getting your confidence up, how to answer certain questions, how to showcase your projects. We are constantly working on that to get you those results that you want. So for somebody that might be ready and all they need is just, hey, Joe, help me out with my portfolio, help me out with this, and that, right? You could come in and get it done in a month and a half. But for somebody that needs that work, guess what? That might take you 3 months and then 2 months of you applying to jobs. So that's 5 months right there. But forget about how long it's taking you, right? What's important is that you're working towards that. And the guarantee is that we're going to continue working with you until you get results. So we're not just going in and be like, well, here you go. Good luck. No, it's like we continue working with you until you get higher in the game and you continue your career. You get what I'm saying? That's the biggest difference. That's why it's a subscription. You're not paying for a course. If you buy the course, you could go to codingphase.com and just like every other platform, you buy a course, you bought the course. There's no support. There's no, hey, Joe is on top of my thing. He's helping me out. No, that's an active service that you have to pay for. So when you're a member, guess what? For those $200, $187, that covers your 6 months. For that $300, that covers your whole year where I'm constantly working with you until you get your job. You get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. And at the end of the day, you can cancel whenever you want. You be like, man, this is not for me. There's no contract. You go to a boot camp, that's a contract. You owe us $15,000, and for the next 5 years, you got to pay $400 a month. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's different. This is for the people that want to get some help. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, it's your time, okay? You know what you want to do, Taquito, Tropical Taquito, crazy ass name. You know what you got to do, okay? But I can't do it for you. I can't put a gun in your hand and be like, yo, come sign up over here, or hey, come do your work. No, this is something that got to come from you. If you go in, you put yourself, what would have happened if you would have done this 7 years ago, and how your life has been till now, and then what your life is gonna be 7 years from now. That's what's important. That's what you got to start thinking about. Okay. Let me see. Reading through here. What has been your favorite project of the coolest you have worked on in the industry that's not coding phase? Um, I think I really enjoy like building. There was a point where I was working with Creative Circle, right? And Creative Circle will have me do like games. You ever bought like the Lucky Charms, right? Y'all know what Lucky Charms are, right? Like cereal, right? Kellogg's. So in Lucky Charms, those Lucky Charms. Unlock your iPhone first. What the hell? Yeah. So Lucky Charms, right? Where Kellogg's hired a company, right, to build a game for them, right? So that was one of the coolest things that I worked on, that I enjoy, because I love Lucky Charms. So, in the box of Lucky Charms, usually there's like a code or a website that kids could go to and play games. And I was part of one of those projects, right? Same thing with like, I did some work on Cartoon Network, which was also cool because again, I like to work in companies and projects that connect with me, right? So if you ever gone to like cartoonnetwork.com, right? This is a website where there's a bunch of different like web games that the game that I built is no longer here because it was old. But it's cool that they still have this, right? Like you can go in here and play some web games on cartoonnetwork.com. Okay. And I'm proud of that project, right? It might not be like the crazy projects that you might see, etc. Right? Like somebody might say, well, I worked on this, and that. I worked on the Gmail team. To me, I don't care about that. What I care about is, did I have fun with the projects, right? At the time, I was like really trying to master JavaScript and become really good with JavaScript. And I was able to make a web game for Cartoon Network, for Kellogg's. I really enjoyed working on projects for Viacom, right? Paramount, right? Things like MTV, right? BET, like shit like that, right? I was able to work on some projects for Universal Music Group. That was cool. So yeah, I've worked on a lot of cool projects that I'm proud of. Okay. So that's those are the type of projects that I enjoy. I like building things for brands, right? That I freaking, that I've used before or that I recognized. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, those are the type of projects that I really enjoy, right? Probably the most challenging one for me was working on a website where we was building like a way for you to like wear your glasses. And we're talking about, this is way before AI. This is way before. Now with AI, you could do all this shit simple. But back then it was difficult, right? Because there wasn't no web APIs for this. You had to go in, the person had to take a picture, upload a picture, and then from there I had to go in, calculate their pupils, what was their how far their eyes were apart from each other. Then from there I had to take images that were not the exact same size, right? And then from there calculate that to be able to go in and the person can see the glasses, So that was something that was challenging at the time. So yeah, that there's a lot of cool projects that I worked on, that I'm proud of, right? That I learned a lot from, right? Another one was building a complete from scratch e-commerce website. Like I learned everything about e-commerce after that. And I learned everything about Laravel after that. Like building a website that was built with Perl originally, and seeing the differences of like how insecure Perl was and then being able to go in and do that, like that was pretty cool. So yeah, so let me see if I can open up. Let me see. So yeah, so this is like one of the projects. This is pretty much exactly the project that I built, right? This is glassesusa.com, right? You come in here, boom, you look straight, you come over here, boom, put in your thing. It's like calculating everything. See if it does it. See, it's stupid, but it's hard. Let me see if I get it done. You see, but it's hard to get this shit done. Look, and this is now, right? Let me see if I can do it a little bit closer. Okay, there we go, right? So this is the pretty much the same app that I built at the time. And we're talking about 7 years ago. Right now you have web APIs and APIs that are pretty much like we're in the future now. Literally, like we're in the future now. So you see how good this is, right? And it even has reflection, right? So I built this 7 years ago. Okay? 7 freaking years ago. And pretty much it's the same app, right? So yeah, so this was cool, really cool building something like this. And it was hard. I'll be honest, there's a lot of math. I'm not a math guy, right? I'm not a math guy. So remember this. So I had to go in and basically learned a bunch of math that I'm like, yo, I thought I didn't have to learn math. But when it comes to projects like this, you need math, bro. Like ain't no way around it. So I had to go in there and like go into like a whole bunch of freaking math equations to get the right sizing, right? Because all of this thing is done live. I don't know if you could see it, right? So yeah, so this shit is hard. This shit is not easy, my guys. Okay, for anybody to be like, I could build this too. Go ahead. Now you could use AI to go in and calculate a lot of the shit. But back then, I had to go in and go into the books. You know what I mean? Because even I always tell you guys this. I went to a shitty high school. I ain't have no AP classes. Like I did algebra, right? Algebra, linear equations, but I wasn't even like the A student. I'm like a B minus, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm stretching it, and that's me trying to do good. So I suck with math. So there's a lot of shit that I had to learn, and that really helped me. You know, a project like this really helped me out in the long term, be a better developer. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's out there, like building projects like this that could really challenge you, right? And again, things like building JavaScript games when there was no framework. Now you have a bunch of frameworks and a bunch of things like you could use Unity. Back then, I had to go in and build that whole logic, pretty much building the whole game state and just how the game is gonna work just with pure JavaScript, which is funny. People come in and they think like, I hate JavaScript. I'm like, no, I don't. I love JavaScript. But I don't like how it's done now, where it's like, it's overly complex and you waste more time trying to figure out what's the best package instead of actually building, but yeah, I've definitely built some really cool projects that I'm proud of, Let me see. QZV, what's up, Joe? Where are we going to get the Coding Phase merch? Soon. I'm trying to figure out a supplier, man. I'm trying to figure it out before Black Friday. Even though we got like a week left, but if not, we'll do it for my birthday. You know what I mean? Joe's birthday special, which is in December. Let me see. Reading through here. What's good, Joe? What's going on? Sean McLean. Hey, Joe, do you plan to do any update on Shopify app course using Laravel View? Right now, I'm focusing on a specific course that I'm trying to knock out. It's been very challenging because there's so many moving pieces. For those of you guys that don't know, I've been working on this course for like almost 2 months. It's pretty much we're calling it a profitable developer, right? It's the process of being able to take anything that you know as a developer and how to monetize it. So meaning like you want to freelance, how do you go in and create a game plan for you to get more clients, right? And how do you set up the systems for it? Okay, things like what's the type of landing page you should have, what are the platforms that you need to go to, right? What are the different tracking systems that you need to set up? Because when somebody clicks on your website, you want to track them, right? You want them that they go to your site, and as soon as they go to your site, they're tagged. They're tagged for Facebook, TikTok, freaking YouTube, Google ads, every single thing that you could tag them, you want to go and tag them, right? So that way you could retarget them, because no one goes to your website unless they're interested in what you have. It's like me. If I go in and I have a website about how to be a hockey player, if the other person likes basketball, they're not going to click on the hockey.com. You know what I'm saying? Hockeyphase.com. Why would the guy that wants to play basketball go to hockeyphase.com? You get what I'm saying? Only people that's interested in that, it's going to go to that website. So when somebody goes to your website, how do you go in and track them with ads, and also too with capturing their emails? Because it's a process. A lot of times you have good ideas, you have good services, but because you don't have the systems set up properly, then that's why you're not getting sales. That's why you're not getting customers to come in and purchase your service or purchase your products. So in this course, that's what I've been building, right? I'm showing you the whole process, everything that allows me to make money, right? And you're going to be like, oh shit, now I know what Joe does, this, and that. Oh shit, now I know how Joe has been able to make money all these years with his own platform, with his digital agency. It's the same concept. Once you learn how to set up all of these tools, right, and set up all of this workflow, right, it doesn't matter what you do. You could sell digital products. You could sell software as a service. You could sell, have a microservice online. You could have a niche website. You could have a freelancing business, right? Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Once you understand this whole concept, you're pretty much out of here, okay? And everything starts from research, okay? So that's a course that everyone needs to get. If you want it, the best way for you to get it is going to be on the Diamond membership, okay? Sign up for the Diamond membership. You're going to get it in Black Friday. Most likely it's going to be completed by December 15th, but Black Friday, the first half is going to be up there. And then from there, you could go in and by December 15th, see the rest of it. Once you go through this course, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter what it is that you want to do. If you want to sell products, you want to sell your services, create an app, doesn't matter what it is. I guarantee you, you're going to be able to have success with it. Because again, this is pretty much me giving you all of my knowledge, everything that I've learned in the last, 13, 14 years of doing from affiliate marketing to going and becoming a developer, creating my niche websites on the side, creating codingphase.com, creating a digital agency selling digital products online, like to where we at right now. And we're talking about millions of millions in my career, okay? So how was I able to do all of this? It's by actually going in and learning this process. And it's the same thing that right now I'm working on another project, entry-level jobs.ai. And you're going to see the process of how we set that up. And you're going to be like, oh, shit, I'm going to do the same thing for my own platform, for my own products, my own services, okay? I'm giving you guys everything. I don't even know. I'll be thinking about it. I'm like, this is some shit that I should just sell by itself, okay? But I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of people that have came through Coding Phase and has stuck with me over the years that they deserve to have access to this. So I'm gonna give it to you guys in the Diamond membership. You don't have to pay for anything if you're a Diamond member, right? But probably somewhere next year, I'll probably pull it out, and whoever already took it, you already have access to it, and whoever it's new, you might have to pay for it ahead of time, right? You might have to pay it separately, and that's just the facts, because this is like, all the shit that I'm putting into this course is like things that cost me over $100,000, like literally to learn and to actually like make mistakes. The mistakes that I freaking made cost me more than $100,000, like doing this shit wrong. So now I'm teaching it to you guys how to do it properly. And it's really just the concept of like how to make money online with your skills as a developer. Okay, so definitely go check it out. Okay. Let me see. Your thoughts on this, Joe? Should I wait till the end of the year, being that most companies lay off people, to start applying for jobs? Start applying from now. You don't have to wait until the end of the year to start applying for jobs, because an opportunity might pop up any moment. It's not about like, oh, this is the best time. The best time is like January, February, around there. But at the end of the day, nothing's stopping you from going into interviews right now. Let's say, for example, right now, a bullshit company calls you up and says, well, let me see, what's your name? October, man. Okay. Let's say October, we got a job for you, and the job is like $40,000. And you might say, man, I don't want to take a $40,000 job, but it's a good way for me to practice. Let me go into that interview. Let me see what this interview is like. You go to the interview, okay? And then let's say now they come in and say, hey, man, you did great. And they go in and they give you an offer. In there, you could say, hey, respectfully, I declined. I'm actually looking for this much, this and that. Another company came and offered me more. Are you guys willing to match it? If they say no, this is our budget. And you say, oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for your time. What do you get from that? You actually got to see that your portfolio was validated, that you was actually able to get interviews, and that you actually passed the interviews. Guess what? Now in January, since you're continuing to apply to jobs, now you're coming in with that confidence. I already got a job offer. It wasn't the offer that I wanted, but I already know that I could work in this field and I could get this job. So now when you come in and you say January 15, January 18, you get another job interview. Now you're going in there with like comfortable. Like, I already did this type of interviews. I already got a job offer. There's no pressure. I already know what to do. You get what I'm saying? So you use this time in November and December to go to this little interviews, right? To really for practice. Now in January, when the big companies with the big bags come in, now you come in and you say, all right, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? But if you go in and wait until January and then the opportunity comes your way and you're not ready, then you drop the ball. Sometimes, an opportunity to say a $90,000 job comes in and they call you up, but you're not ready. That might be your opportunity for that $90,000 job in the next 4 or 5 months. So if you blew that, then that's it. It's a wrap, right? You got to go in and continue applying for other jobs, and maybe you're not getting the offers that you want, etc. But if you would have been ready, that would have been your job right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important to go in and go through those interviews, even when you might not even want to take the job, because it's really just for practice. It's really for you to hone your skills, right? So definitely apply now. Don't wait until last minute. Let me see. Reading through here. With 17 says, how do you break down that project? Talking about like this, the live try-on thing, this project, right? This type of project. Well, first of all, you gotta find out like what are the images that you have, right? Now, this project that we're seeing here, it's not the exact same project that I built, but it's the same concept. Okay. This one is using web APIs, right, to be able to track where the person's face and their pupils are. Okay. Also, too, it calculates what's the size of this image, and also, too, a lot of these glasses that we are seeing here, these are 3D renders, right? Very low polyfill, like low polygons. Render of what the glasses look like. For me, what I did was dealing with images, right? So, which is the same concept as this, because this is actually a 3D model, right? What I did was this, meaning that if somebody comes in and takes a picture, I can calculate the size of the image of the glasses, be able to place it in the right place, and be able to scale it depending on the person's face and their pupils and everything, right? So how do you break down a project like this? First of all of this is done on the front end. Okay, your first stage, which is just building this, right? You come in, you have a button on a page, you tracking what's the ID of the actual glasses. You have all of that data on the back end. You do a request to the back end. The back end comes back in, sends you the information about that specific glasses. Now that you have that, you come in on the modal, you put the image here. It does a request to the server, gets the image. Now you go in and you use the web APIs for the camera, have the person take the photo. Okay, all of this is done on the front end. Okay, so the person goes in, uploads a photo or takes a photo, right? You have the actual image itself. It becomes was a base 64 if I'm not mistaken, right? It becomes like a base 64, right? And you put it inside of a canvas. So the same way how they did it here, right? Once you have that base 64, you have all the information that you need for the image. Now you have the user come in and take a pointer and put the pointer on their pupils. So that calculates the pointer of the left. Take the pointer and put in the pointer on the right pupil. And then from there's certain calculations that you have to do depending on the size of the image of the actual glasses and where the person's eyes is, right? That lets you know how big the head is. Because somebody could go in and be like, yo, where's my, why my glasses look so big, right? If you do the miscalculation. So you got to like calculate like where the pupils is at, and that will kind of tell you how big their head is. And then now you calculate how big the actual glasses is in like, I think it's like millimeters. I can't remember, centimeters, millimeters. And then from there, that will go in and render the location of the glasses. You go in and you say, okay, what's the centerpiece of the glasses of each side? And then from there, it will automatically do it for you. Boom. But it's a lot of math. I can't remember every single thing from the top of my head, to be honest with you, but that's exactly how it works. Now, on Glasses USA, right, they've taken it to a bigger level, which is they actually have 3D rendered models of all of their glasses. So now that same math, the same concept, everything that I did with the image, now they've been able to do it, but tracking the person's face, okay? And this is actually pretty simple now because there's web APIs for this and services that you can use. But back then, 7 years ago, I was like in uncharted waters, like trying to build something like this. There's not a Stack Overflow for this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you get stuck in a problem and you search for a problem. You be like, oh, how do you do this, and that with React, right? And somebody else probably asked this question maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. There's not that many companies that sell glasses. And the people that sell glasses, they don't actually go in and share this information on the internet. Because basically what you do is you're making it easier for your competitors to go in and create your competition, right? So yeah, you're basically building something that no one has ever built. Let me see. Oh wow. No, no, no. Let me see. 39. Did they go down? Okay, no, they're still here. Right? So yeah, I think they're still using my one of my apps. The QPD. This is funny. Yeah, so this is hilarious. So yeah, so this is the company I built this for $39glasses.com. Like this whole website, we built it from scratch. Like me and my other boy, um, Joel, you know, they're using now React upon JS, right? So all of this was done with Laravel. We did all of this shit back then, and they still using all of this is like from back then, stuff that I built. I remember when this website did not look like this. This website looked garbage. This website was garbage, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to hold you like this was garbage, this whole website. But over time, like we killed it. We built the whole freaking dashboard. We did so much shit for this company. It's ridiculous. But yeah, man, shout out to them. You know. Let me see. So yeah, as far as like breaking down the project, it's like, bro, it's a lot of steps, but it's mostly in the front end. Donna Ware says, can AI really replace the coding of a project, or should you learn to build it without AI to build your skills? Well, you have to learn how to build it yourself. AI is supposed to be a tool to speed up the process. AI is not a thing to replace us. And if you're using it as a way to try to skip steps, then in the long term, you're going to realize it's like, oh shit, you made a mistake. Because when you go in and you bump into certain errors, right? The AI is not going to be able to fix it. Okay? That's just the truth. It's not going to be able to fix it. It's going to do Google searches and this and that. But there's certain things that it can't fix. You need to know how it actually works. Also, too, when you're using AI, like I said, it's a tool to speed up your process, right? Like if I need to calculate something, I might not be the best person with math, right? And calculations. I can use AI for that. But to build this application, like let's say that tool to be able to get the pupils and all that stuff for the glasses, like I have to know how to actually code to even tell the AI, because I could go in and tell the AI build me a tool that I could go in and calculate the pupils of this and that, and it's gonna do some type of random shit in there, like to be able to do that. Um, but it's not gonna do it exactly how you need it because you don't know how to explain it to it, right? You have to learn how to break it down for it and give it all the steps. So instead of me having to write the code, I could go in and break down each step for the AI to do. It's the same thing for like as a front end developer. If you go in and you say, well, I'm a front end developer and there's an image, right? Let's say in here, see web design. Okay. Like I could go in to cursor, not cursor, let's not use cursor, let's use V0, right? I'm gonna take this image here, right? This image right here. And I'm gonna tell the AI to build me this. Okay. I'm gonna say build this component using React and Tailwind CSS follow the design. Okay, I'm just gonna give them that example. Okay, and let's see what it does. Right, a lot of times it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna come out with something as close as possible. Okay, so it's creating the modal. Okay. All right, so here we go. Right, so it created this, okay, which it doesn't look bad, but it's not this. Okay, now I will have to go in and tell the AI, hey, this is supposed to be centered, right? This is supposed to be using this color, okay? This is supposed to be 2 columns, and the columns are supposed to be centered, which is not, right? They're actually flush to the left, okay? From there, I will have to also tell it what's the color of this, what's the color of this, and also too, we need this to look exactly like this, right? So it's looking at the image and getting something as close as possible to it, but not the exact way. So if I'm a developer and I don't know how to actually build this myself, I wouldn't be able to go in and tell the AI what is it that it needs to fix. Right? I don't know if you see the difference. There's a huge difference between what we have here and what we have in this image. It might look the same. It has all the same concepts. It has the title, right? Title button, title, subtitle. It have the different list. It have the 2 different input fields right here, okay? But it's not the same. And also too, it doesn't work. You see, it takes me like two clicks to really get this to actually work how it's supposed to. Also too, these 2 things are not the same size. So again, it gets it as close as possible, and it could be like a good starting point, but you're gonna have to go in there and tweak it. So if you don't know how to do that, AI is useless to you. I see people that they're trying to sell this idea that you could use AI and bypass everything. You could go in and build like a prototype of some shit. But one thing that you're gonna notice is that all of these applications that you see here, like on YouTube and that are using V0, Next.js, and this and that, and Chassis, they all look the same. They all look the same. They all work the same. Okay, have the same problems. A lot of times they're not secure. Okay, and yeah, there's a lot of shit that's wrong with them. And when they tell somebody, hey man, you can just go in and build it with no code, just tell, fucking Cursor to do it for you. Cursor, you actually need to know what you're doing to be able to build something. Like there's people that's launching applications that's not secure. They're basically a hacker's bitch in a sense. Like literally, like a lot of these applications, they're like so insecure, like it's fucking crazy, and that's because people are just using, Cursor and Chat GPT to build things, and it's like they don't understand the concepts of like how to go in and make something secure. They're not even putting this into the AI prompts, like, hey, be more secure, be more mindful of security, like there's a billion shit, you know what I mean? But you need to know how to code to understand what is it that you need to do. Now, for those of us that know how to code and build applications from the ground up, like this is the best time ever. Because now what used to take us 2-3 weeks to do, we could do it in 1 day. Okay? So yeah, don't be scared about, like AI. AI is just a tool. If you actually know how to code, you're going to become better. Let me see. Kirk Clouding. What do you mean by that? Can I become a sales engineer with coding phase? What do you mean, sales engineer? Are you talking about e-commerce? Yeah, it's like AI art too. AI art, you could go in and say, "Hey, build me a little guy, whatever, for a video game." Like a, I don't know, I guess like not 3D model, but like a 2D render of a video game or whatever. And it's like if you don't know how to actually go in and give it the right prompts and break it down of what you need, only an artist knows how to really explain that to a AI, a AI model. Yeah, Wizzy 17 says it gave you a solid start, but it still needs to be polished. Yes. The problem with this is that this thing is basically it's like, how can I say it? It's like it's using the same things. So this is using the same thing that every other random app that's out there that's using like Chassis and V0, they all look like this. So when you go in and you have this, they all look in the same way. It's like we're now back to the days of Bootstrap, where every single website is looking the same way. And yeah, that's the problem, you know? But anyways, guys, look, we hanged out for a little bit. We looked at some of the jobs that was popping up. We answered some questions. Okay. We're about to get out of here. I got to go in and work on entry level jobs .ai because I want to launch it as soon as possible. I'll give you guys a quick glimpse of it. Okay. This is how it's going to look. Okay. This is the platform. Okay. We're still working on it, still doing a couple of things to it. Okay, it's gonna have a dashboard. It's gonna have like a data where you come in. You're gonna be able to go in and do the same thing that we're doing right now. We're like searching for jobs, but this is gonna be a curated jobs platform, meaning that it's based for people who are beginners. You're gonna be able to go in and filter the different type of jobs depending on salary range. You're gonna be able to go in from the newest to the oldest, highest salary, lowest salaries, right? Sort A to Z, right? You're gonna be able to go in and say, hey, I want to look just for front end developer jobs. Hey, this is the career path that I have. What jobs can I apply to as a front end developer? What jobs can I apply to as a back end developer? What jobs can I apply to as an email developer? What jobs can I apply to as a web administrator? Okay. There's a lot of cool things. So I gotta work on this app if I want to go in and get it done by Black Friday, which is the official launch. And yeah, I'm super excited. I'm actually building this with Vue.js, which is interesting, right? But I'm having a lot of fun. Getting my whole business plan set up. What's gonna be the whole process of like going in and getting this application. Getting people to sign up to it. My first users that's going to be on it is going to be every one of you guys that is a member of codingphase.com. This is a service that we've been providing, which is job search assistance. So now we're going to go in and pretty much all of the things that we've been doing manually and for students, we're going to go in and make it available for everyone. Okay. So for all the students, they're going to have this platform that they could go in and log in and find their job. Pretty simple. Have a lot of good data for them to know which jobs will be like the most worthy of them actually applying to. And then from there, for anybody that's not on Coding Phase, right? Whenever anybody searches for entry level jobs, developer jobs, entry level jobs in AI, entry level jobs in email development, entry level jobs, like all of that, every single search result you could think of is gonna lead you back to entry level jobs.ai. Yes, so it's a great platform. We're about to kill it. I'm super excited. I already built most of it. What you're seeing right here is a different branch that only has certain features, but again, I don't want to put everything out on the internet until we launch it. So that's why I'm not showing you the whole shit. Also, too, you never know who's out here watching everything that we do. Because there's motherfuckers that be watching everything that we do. And they become, instead of thinking of their own ideas, they look at what I'm talking about and be like, Joe's doing this? Let me go in and try to be his competitor. You can't be my competitor because I have an edge over you. My edge is I already have clout, right? And I got the money to be able to go in and get in front of people before you. So what you want to do is not do what I do. What you want to do is you got to find your own opportunities and find your own niche to then from there go in and create something your own lane. Once you do that, you have no competitors there and no one can catch up to you because you already been doing it for a couple of months, right? When you do what I'm showing you and you're doing exactly what I'm showing you, it's like I'm showing it to you because I know you can't compete with me. So you're literally wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? But don't do that. Sometimes I'll be seeing that shit. It's like when I started doing my digital agency, people, and I was sharing it here, like, hey guys, this is what you guys should look for on Etsy, and I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. And then a bunch of people started doing the same bohemian themes that I was doing, and I was like, bro, like, yeah, instead of taking the concept and the ideas that I gave you, building the same shit that I'm building, you're not gonna have success like that. You gotta go and find your own niche. For me to find a niche, it takes me a lot of things that I gotta look for on my checklist. Where it'll be like, okay, what's the traffic looking like? What people searching for, right? Have I seen people having trouble and problems with this, right? And then from there, I go in and I start building the prototype, and then I put it out. And if I get validation and I start seeing, from people that's clicking on the ads, I start putting in like $200, $300 into advertisement without even having an application done yet. And if I start seeing people are signing up for the waiting list, that validates my idea. But if you go in and you're watching what I do and you're like, man, I'm gonna do the same shit, it's like, bro, you're not gonna be competition, because there's things that are already fucking set up ahead of time before I even show it to YouTube. So it's like, look at what I'm doing, but come up with your own idea. Trust me. Like, it's like when you see shit on YouTube, like, there's a bunch of videos that they'd be like, software as a service ideas. Them shit is garbage. All of them. Almost every single video that you see on YouTube, software as a service ideas, You got to remember, when people go in and they put it up on YouTube, it's either already too late or it's something that doesn't work, because people are not going to go and share something that works and is going to create their own competitors. You know what I'm saying? You got to use your brain too. Like, I've been seeing so many fucking videos on YouTube now popping up. Software as a service idea. And I go in because I do this shit. I know how to do the research. And I've been doing this shit. I'm like, yo, this shit was like 6 months ago, 7-8 months ago. There's like 10 companies that already took that whole market. Right? Or, hey, this idea it doesn't work because there's no traffic to it. It sounds cool, but it's not something that's going to get you money. Right? But the average person that doesn't know none of this shit, they'll be like, whoa, shit, I should build this. This is a good idea. I saw somebody go in on one of these videos. It was like, yo, they should make a Twitter mixed with Shopify, mixed with some random shit. And I was like, yo, that's the dumbest idea I've fucking seen. And they're like, they put on the fucking title, a $3 million idea. And I'm like, no one's going to use that shit. You get what I'm saying? No one's going to use that shit. A Twitter mixed with Shopify, mixed with whatever fucking other bullshit the other guy said. I was like, yo, that shit's not going nowhere. Because no one's searching for that. No one needs that. You get what I'm saying? Like, now, if you have something like how TikTok did it, TikTok has videos and people can see like a product. Like, having TikTok shop makes sense, right? Where someone's wearing a t-shirt, whatever, and making videos with it, and people be like, oh, yo, where you got that t-shirt from? That shit is dope. Oh, you could check out my TikTok shop, right? That shit makes sense. On Twitter, where it's mostly text, like, what we gonna see? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people be fucking coming out with shit that I be like, yo, this motherfuckers, this is how you know they've never built anything. They don't know shit. Because those are mistakes that you do when you're like early on. That's like somebody coming in and be like, well, wouldn't it be cool if we made an application that is like an Instagram, but for puppies? And there's an idiot in the back like, yeah, man, because everybody loves puppies, right? Now, think about how many people are in the world. And think about how many fucking people own dogs. And then think about how dogs grow, right? It's a 2-3 months thing where they blow up. They're no longer like little puppies. So how many people is actually posting pictures of their puppies? And for how long they're going to be... You get what I'm saying? Like, you start thinking about some of these fucking ideas. You be like, no one needs this shit. No one asks for it. This is why you spend 6 months building this shit. And fucking, there's not a problem you're solving. Instagram solved that shit. Whoever has a puppy, they take a picture on fucking Instagram and they put it up. When the dog grows, that's it. It's no longer cute. No one's posting that shit again. Right? So for you to be like, man, wouldn't it be a great idea to create the puppy Instagram? No, stupid. do a simple Google search and see how many fucking people are searching for that shit. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna see you guys later, man. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. I love you guys. Definitely go check out Coding Phase, guys. Stop slacking. If you've been wanting to sign up, this is the moment. I don't know how many times I keep telling you guys this. It's 50% off. I'm giving it away, basically. Okay? What we're giving you, imagine this, right? Just to give you a fucking, sometimes I'll be thinking, there's days I'll be like, I don't know, like, if people understand this. To hire a tutor, right? Just a tutor, it costs you $50 to $100 an hour. A tutor, some dude that's just gonna come in and say, oh, this thing looks okay, this thing looks all right. Do this here and do that, right? That's just 1 hour. Let's say you're paying $80 for a tutor, okay? This is 6 months. Not only are you getting all the courses, right? All the courses on the platform, right? But you're also getting all the meetings. And you're getting access to entry-level-jobs.ai for free. And our jobs list that we have a team. I got 4 people working on this every fucking day. When I come in here and I do my little job search results, I got 4 people who actually do this shit. I'm just here. I do it for YouTube. But I got 4 people that I hired just to do that, to search for jobs for my students. Okay? So when you're sleeping, there's somebody else looking for a job opportunity and reading through all the different job descriptions and looking at all the work that's there and seeing what we have taught you and saying, okay, this is a good match for one of the students. Right? We give you all of that. Right? So remember, it costs like $50 to $100 for one tutor, 1 hour. You're getting about 12 hours a week, right? Of tutoring in a sense, right? That's coaching. Plus all the courses, right? Let's not even put in like the value of, right? Let's put in right there. Let's say on a weekly basis, right? You got about 4 hours, right? 4 hours. 4 times 52. That's 208, right? That's 208 hours in a whole year. Let's go in and just to understand the value that you're getting, right? Because sometimes people will be like, $187? Oh, shit, I'm used to paying fucking $4.99 and $2 on fucking Udemy. You're not getting what you're getting here, okay? 208 hours, right? And let's go in, let's keep it simple. Let's say you're paying a tutor $60. Okay? Again, I don't know if you understand. Okay? Let's go in. Again, there's 52 weeks, right? 52 weeks. Every week, you got 4 hours. That's 208 hours that year. Okay? And you go in and say, well, 208 hours. Okay? So there's 208. All right, so now we're going to go in and we're going to say $60. Let's do it even simpler, okay? We're going to say 60, okay, times 4, right? 240. Again, we're back to the same square one, okay? Times 52. That's 12,000 just right there. You go in and you get a tutor, somebody to look over your shit. That's $12,000 just right there. We're not even adding the courses. We're not answering emails. We're not adding anything. This is the shit that sometimes I'll be like, do people know math sometimes? Like, how can you not see the value? You know what I'm saying? So when you're always like you're second guessing yourself, just put in the hours of that you're getting just on coaching. Just on coaching alone. That's $12,000 right there. If you go in and you pay a tutor, a dude that comes in and just says, yeah, do this here, do that there, and that's it. He not doing shit for you. He not looking for jobs for you. He not giving you the courses. He just coming in like giving you an hour, 2 hours for 4 hours out of the week. You know what I'm saying? So again, keep that in mind. we basically, there's a reason why we do this. It's really to go in and help people out and provide the value that you deserve. Okay. And the way how we do it is like it makes business sense no matter what for me, even though we could sell everything separately. But in the long term, what happens is when someone comes to Coding Phase, they get the job, they get hired. Most of the times they come back and say, you know what? I'll sign up for another year. I'll sign up for a lifetime membership. I'll go in and I'll tell other people about the platform. Because shit, this guy did so much work for me for dirt cheap. I only paid $200 and I already got a job making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 more than what I was making. Shit, I got to tell other people about this. So it basically subsidizes all the work that we do by having the group of people that is in the platform. So again, take advantage. The Tech Accelerator for Life, Joe, when you buy a lifetime membership, if you already bought the Tech Accelerator in a previous year, let's say you pay for the Tech Accelerator program, let's say last year, and you pay $1,500, I go in and I put you already as a lifetime member. You don't have to pay anything after that, right? So I already took care of you. Anybody that comes in and wants to sign up as a lifetime member, lifetime membership is $1,500. Just on, again, for somebody that don't understand, just on the group coaching and the help that we give you, that's like $12,000 worth. Okay, so $1,500 ain't nothing. But to be honest with you, like I don't promote it because it's like I know who's my audience. You know, a lot of people don't even have $1,000 in their pocket right now. So even when they go in and say, damn, it's 187, it's a lot of money. I get it. This is why I created this platform for people like you to come in and get this type of service, because it shouldn't be given to only the people that got the money. It should be given to everyone that wants it, right? But Tech Accelerator is for life. It's a lifetime membership. It just gives you access to everything. And we just continue working with you till you get your job, okay? Let me see. Dree says, we'll allow submissions directly for employers, kind of like advertise here. In the future, yes. Initially, no. Because what happens is that if there's companies that are willing to hire, that's the thing. That's what I want to do. And initially is like, I want to have companies that are willing to hire entry-level developers, right? If they're willing to go in and list their jobs on it, then I'll consider it. But at the same time, like I don't even care about making money from the companies. What I care about is solving the problem that people have, which is finding their first jobs. And, and this goes for every type of industry. There's people that have problems finding the first nursing job, finding the first teacher job, etc. Like entry-level jobs.ai is just the beginning. We're going to go in, get our first, 10,000 members. Like that's my goal for the end of 2026, to have 10,000 paying members on entry-level jobs.ai. And from there, go in and branch out to other different fields, you know. But first, we're gonna go in and go focus on tech because it's easier for me to promote it and to get it out there. Once the thing is already have enough pages, enough articles, enough backlinks, then we go in and we start expanding it to everything else that comes with development, and also to wherever every other type of job that's out there. 225 girl Joe, I started taking the course from the gold package last week. I'm still trying to get a hang of it. I have a degree in IT, but not getting ahead of the way. Don't really know where to start in IT. Yeah, you gotta come in. You gotta sign up for the diamond membership. I'll be honest with you. Like, sometimes when you don't know what you're doing, you need that coaching. It's worth it. I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. It's 6 months. You come in at the cheapest is 187, 6 months. In 6 months, we'll get you ready. You know, of course, way less than 6 months, but shit, you're covered. You know what I mean? If something happens, I don't know, your dog eats your laptop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has an excuse. Some shit always happens to people, right? Your dog eats your laptop. Guess what? You still got 6 months in there, right? Where you could come in and be like, oh, shit, I already a member for the next 6 months. And I don't have to continue. I could just cancel at any moment and say, hey, I want to cancel, and that's all I wanted, just 6 months. Cool. If that's all you wanted, you could cancel right there, and that's it. But if you like the platform, we could continue working with you, getting you into your first job, getting you into your second job, showing you how to actually monetize your skills, how to put yourself out there so you can start making money independently, and you don't need a job. We all worked a bunch of bullshit jobs. We're not coming into this industry to work another job for the rest of our lives. So I hope that when you come to this platform, you understand that's the concept of this platform is help you get in, help you get started in your career, show you what's the right way for you to grow within the career in a timely manner, but then also putting in a little seed on the side so you don't have to work for the rest of your life within companies, and you could just branch off and build your own business and you could do your own thing. That's the end goal. Like if you decide, hey, I just want to work for people for the rest of my life, yeah, just continue going that route. We'll help you out, just continue to grow. But from the beginning, every skill that I'm teaching you is things that you could do on the side. You don't have to work for somebody, okay? The only reason why we go and target getting a job first is because we want to have secure money in every Friday, every 2 weeks. And then as we're working in these companies, we're using them to fund our future plans, which is to have our own business, making our own money. You don't want to work for somebody for more than, if you come into this industry and you're working for 10 years, there's something that you did wrong. I'm telling you guys right now, because no one needs to work for somebody for 10 plus years. If you go into an industry and you have a real career, you go in, you do it for like 5, 6, 7 years, and then from there, you jump ship and you take that risk and you build your own business. Because what happens is when you work for a company, you're actually getting the crumbs, right? No one goes in and says, well, we make $500,000 and we're going to hire 3 developers, so we have to pay them $300,000 and we're going to get left with $200,000 in profit. No one does that, right? For someone to go in and pay a developer, let's say $100,000, they got to be making $2 million. So check the difference, right? The business generates $2 million, right? They're willing to pay their employees about $500,000. Then there's other expenses and taxes, but the owner itself keeps $1 million plus. So when you understand those concepts and you understand how this business and this industry works, you understand like, oh shit, yeah, I could have a secure job and continue working for this person, but everything that I'm doing for him and his business, I could do for myself in my business. And now I'm keeping the most of it, right? Now, that person's business might have grown to a certain level where he has multiple employees and he might be making, $1 million plus because he has multiple employees that do the work and more contracts, whatever it is, right? But you independently, instead of earning 100,000 or 80,000, independently, you can make 300 to $500,000 by yourself without even getting to the point where you're hiring people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even start hiring people until we was making $1 million and up. So that lets you know you can definitely go in, make your own business independently, and say, you know what? What's my goal? Shit, I got a good job at 100,000. Great. But if I do the work for myself and I have my own clients or my own business or for service or whatever it is, right? I could make 300 to $500,000. Yeah, we going for that. Because I'm not going to keep getting the crumbs. And if your business is lit and it's popping off, you're going to be that guy that used to pay you 100,000 while he kept $1 million. So that's how you move out here. Okay? I hope you understand that. So yeah, man, shout out to everybody in here. Dropping a new course this week. Yes, that's the plan, man. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. I love you guys. Take care. Peace.